This might be like the weirdest hour of Marvel content.
Oh, it totally is.
This
Yeah,
is
it's
so
got
great.
some
This is-
bananas. I love it.
Yeah.
The boldness of what they do in this really shows how far they've come. They're like, we're confident. We're gonna do this.
These are some wacky angles, man.
This is
Yeah,
like Marvel,
like some Joss Whedon kind of stuff.
Well, this is like because then Doctor Strange picked it back up again. Like Marvel started doing this with like it means
I love that
everything's out of
trumpet
whack.
or that trombone
This
or whatever.
theme of this
whatever
show
that
is
is,
great.
that tuba.
This might be the one of the most memorable aside from the Avengers theme. Like I can't remember the themes of the other movies.
How did they know he would be there? I was like they
I
were
don't
waiting
know.
for
They don't
him.
explain it. They just you hear Goliath, and I mean this is the first time I've ever done this while I was watching it. And I was like, Google search Goliath, and I was like, yep, she was a big purple cloud. Like, Jesus, Marvel. It's like, where are you?
Yeah.
It's like, how much
What-
history
Was that
do
in
you
the
have?
comic?
Yes.
Oh, I've
And it
never.
has to do
it's
with Kang.
also connected to Kang. Yep.
Now she's pulling a Loki.
Yeah, she's not a player. Don't try to Loki a Loki. Come on.
She looks scared there.
I think she is. She's
Scared
trying
of
to
her?
cling to what she knows, but she
Is
doesn't
she scared
know
of
as much as
Sylvie
she
or
thought.
scared of the TVA?
She's scared of
I
everything.
think she's scared of everything now. Yeah, because she has to do this. It's
Is
all
that
she
the
knows.
Enterprise? No.
I
What
don't
is that thing?
It's like a UFO or something.
That
Yeah.
looks just like a regular old flying saucer.
Like I want to see a show with them now. These
Yeah.
these four guys.
Yeah.
I can
Alligators.
see more of old Loki and the alligator. Those are the ones I like.
I love alligator Loki.
There's already
it's
I already
just-
saw today like in TikTok. There's already people have like plushies from like Etsy who was about
It's
it.
just so
yeah.
stupid that it
There's
works.
like a Funko
you know?
of him.
Yeah, that's like the new baby. It's like Grogu this
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah.
Of this show.
I don't mean to harp on this Jungian thing, but this is such an awesome thing. They just sent him to a world where he confronts all these different facets of himself.
His young self, his old self, and mind you, all versions of himself that have succeeded in ways he hasn't.
There's the thing.
Thanos copter.
That's so
Awesome.
awesome.
That's a
Now
pure,
watch when they go
like,
underground, Brooke.
fanboy thing.
Yeah, he's trying to get
Right
to the
there,
real.
see?
Oh,
There
there
you
he is. How weird.
I do
These
like
are cool
this. I didn't
sticks.
see this coming, but it
I didn't
makes
either.
sense.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's like, what? Yep.
Like,
And once you
well,
find out everybody's
all right,
fine, I'm
then.
like, okay, everybody's alive now.
like, that works. Like,
Well,
like, I
like,
just straight up bite
Like,
people.
that's his move is to just go
Yeah.
for your hand.
Is this a set from a mall Santa or something? Is that what that's supposed to be? I bet it is.
It does look
Yeah.
like a Christmas land.
That's
yeah.
what it is. That makes sense. Because I was wondering why they were doing that.
Yeah.
And how does he know that she's going to be there? Or does he just
It's a
happen to be
show.
driving
Television
towards...
show. It's
It's
a
what?
show. It's my
Oh,
three-word
okay,
thing.
all right,
Sometimes
I
to
got
get, it's a show.
I didn't understand till the end what she was doing right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, she explains it, but I didn't catch it the first time, really.
I like how there's just pieces of everything everywhere, like the Golden Gate Bridge, the Sphinx with a nose, the Vengeance
This
Tower.
doesn't help your. Again, it's because it's a show, but it doesn't help your Earth-centric
Yeah, and there's the
problem.
Sphinx, and there's Stonehenge. Like, what is happening?
Okay, here he goes.
Well,
I love
love
that.
this
alligator,
part's
so-
actually kind of cool. When he,
He just screams.
that's what I would do.
But look at
Yeah.
him. There's like sort of a confused disgust. Like,
Yeah.
because like I said, you're seeing yourself. These
It
are
would
the
be
worst
it would be
versions
embarrassing,
of
wouldn't it? If
you.
you
Yeah,
look
like
around and
this
that
is
was
how
fighting.
I act. Yeah, in the
So
right.
is that what I
circumstance.
look like? Like when you see
That's-
yourself on the camera, you're like, oh,
That's why I like Sylvie
Yikes.
so much. Like this one seems pretty together.
That would be a weird. Yeah, this is like a weird dream. Like hang out with your teenage self, and then you're like
Mhm, what a
70-year-old
nightmare.
self. Yeah,
I would find myself insufferable. I'm certain of it.
yeah.
Yes, at almost any point in history, I met me.
I've met you in various points. I can agree.
Yeah,
And the Mephisto and Kang thing's they're not the same thing because Kang have been announced to be part of the universe, and
and
these
there's
two
lots of
characters,
little tiny
Renslayer,
connections.
Renslayer and him, that makes a triumvirate. These three characters have all to do with each other,
Yeah.
so it's very
my
weird that they
argument
don't
would be that Kang
mention
wouldn't
them.
be. I could see
Like a
this
teaser
being
for him,
something
maybe?
that is a prelude to Kang. I just don't see him appearing because
Right.
we in this story don't know who he is.
From their perspective, it's like, guys, we're gonna do this weird experiment. All right, we're gonna
Yeah.
electrify the ship.
Thought we were
And
just
then-
going to turn invisible.
Yeah,
Pretty sure the captain has to give that order, but maybe that was the captain just standing
He just
there
got
on
eaten
deck.
by smoke, so it's a free for all.
Man, you're right. They should make a show about just this world and what happens
the
on it.
void. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
I want to see some cannibalistic pirates.
She is like a lifeline now. It's like this place is bananas.
Mobius.
Like most women in our lives, we realize we can't live without them. Like,
Just yeah.
I can't take care of myself. I need your help.
Like, hey, do you
I
see
like
what
this.
the world gets like when it's just me?
This is a weird scene. Again, I cannot figure it. She's good at acting this because I
Why
can't
is her
figure her out.
uniform got capri pants though?
Style,
It seems to undercut your authority when you're wearing capris.
man. You want to look good. I like how she's still got armor on, even though she's a prisoner.
That's what she's clinging to. What we do, who we are, it's the same.
Like, somebody
Yeah,
signing
she's
my
just-
checks. I don't know who it is.
I've got to hang on to whatever still seems real to me.
And if you don't
And
think
that's
these people
this dog.
exist, go work in any corporation. There's people like this in every company men. That's what you call them, company men and women.
Just go see anything on the internet written by anybody.
Well, it's just anybody. You know, the people that are like, "Hey, the boss is out. Let's all leave early." You know, there's the one person. It's like Dwight in the office. Like, nope, I'm reporting all of you. That's what she is basically. It's like Owen Wilson just comes off as like the best person to just sit around and have a drink with her. It's like
I have no
it'd be
doubt
so fun
that
to like.
in real life that is a true thing.
Yeah.
No.
They put so much good animation into this
How can
alligator.
you make an alligator cute? That's weird, isn't it?
I know that's
It is weird.
Apparently,
Good
you just
work,
put a head
guys.
on it. Put a head on it. It's cute.
I mean, alligators are scary things. They're killers.
Oh,
And
dude.
this one's so cute.
That's what I'm saying. Alligators are horrifying.
they're
Even
terrifying.
little ones.
It's like having a
I'm
cute
scared to death
shark
of
or
alligators.
something. You know what I mean? They're like sharks, basically. So it's like,
Except they can go on water and land. That's just some bullshit.
Yeah.
and
except
dying
for-
by them would be much more brutal because sharks, you'd be dead pretty, you know. Alligators will roll you over and
Yeah, they
ugh,
drag you underwater and
Yeah.
drown you.
death roll. Anything that has death roll in its repertoire, that's pretty bad.
He's a terrible flirt because he's never done it before.
Well, this is a pretty sweet move though.
Yeah.
That's all he got though. That's the one move he's got.
And then he snaps again and like a waterbed appears.
Yeah.
Shaped.
Brum, brum, brum.
A fireplace.
Just holds
That guy-
out his hand and a martini shaker falls
Disco
into
ball
it.
comes
Or
out.
there's
Yeah.
a guy playing saxophone in the background.
But again, people harp on this as being a romantic thing, but this is about like self-love. Like this is about
Well,
self-acceptance.
people
you know?
do this. I mean,
Like
people do that forever. I mean, they did it
And
for
learning to like forgive yourself. And
yeah, their relationship is really important because
anytime
he's
people are
actually
close to.
an aspect of himself. And again, it's an animus anima thing. Like the fact that it's a female version of himself. It's like a whole. It's like the unconscious aspect of his psyche.
and he's also seeing like a better version of himself, like what he could be.
But this is like this is interesting if we get to keep this Loki into the MCU after this, because he's completely different now. I mean, he is
Mm-hmm.
a
He's his own
completely
thing.
different character.
And I like him better this way.
Yeah,
Well, this is also like the fragmented parts of the psyche kind of coming together too. Like they're now
yeah.
they're
He gets the
actually
sword.
all of one mind.
I love
Somebody's
it.
got to take care of alligator Loki.
Loki Gator.
Does he come from a world of
great,
all
great.
alligators?
Yeah,
Like
Oh,
our
here's the
so many
Asgardians,
questions.
all alligators?
Here's the best part.
Yeah.
This is like really touching though, because still be something different, even if it's not romantic. This is like his true first friend he's
Yeah.
ever had, like
Rose.
a real. And when he says it here, it's like touching. It's like, love this.
How do we do that exactly?
Yeah, we can't both, or it won't work as a distraction.
It's like, all right. What city
Yeah.
is he building? Is that
Looks
Asgard?
like Asgard.
Or-
It's Asgard.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
Oh, see the castle right there?
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah, an idiot.
Yeah.
Baby can figure that out. Like that's so like the cool thing about these things showing this is that Loki has all this power, right? That's what she's
Well, that's
showing.
the
him
other
here. He
thing
can do
he's
this.
seeing. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we're a lot more powerful than we think.
empty
I-
calories. Nothing
real.
there. It's like for real. I like this is like adding on to all this Wizard of Oz stuff because now there's like the Emerald City basically. You know?
I like this part. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's a cool ending. It's a pretty badass ending.
He's a cool actor.
I love Richard E. Grant.
This makes up now for Rise of Skywalker. I'm misusing it.
Yeah,
And there it
What
is,
is
the
this?
haunted castle.
In the final level, yeah, boss level. Maybe that's the quantum realm in the background. It has those weird colors and everything to it.
Yeah, that does look like. Yeah, because that's still. I forgot. It's our ongoing theory. One of the theories. I didn't look at these credits if they had anything to do with them.
Well, that would make sense because if they're at a void at the end of time and there's some place like a conduit out of there, it would be through the quantum realm.
Right. You can just say quantum realm because it looks like that, but that's how they define how you travel through time is through the quantum realm. It's not just tiny, like it's not just microscopic realm.
How
it's
you would
like,
navigate the multiverse, because that's essentially what they're doing when they're traveling through time.
Yeah, so it makes sense that TVA and all this other stuff is all in the quantum realm because if it's outside of time, time moves differently there. That's what that's what literally Lang said.
So are they super microscopic? Isn't that what's when he's traveling through it?
Subatomic. Yeah.
And when they go there, somehow they become subatomic or whatever. These books
or
are
in
subatomic.
the quantum realm, maybe that doesn't matter.
It's just, I mean, they get through to that point, but once they're in there, that becomes irrelevant.
You're past the point of singularity there.
Right. It's just that's the way to get into it. They're like traveling through the third dimension, basically, into the fourth. Like that makes it. Yeah.
Why would they give you a little brochure? So you're a variant when they're just gonna destroy you anyway.
Well, clearly they recruit certain variants. I mean, they brainwash them so they don't have their memories, but they must be looking for something personality-wise to make those decisions.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like just it's. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a show, so it could just be for production design. But it's like, is there a reason why everything's designed for more people for like education and volume in that place? Maybe there's a time when maybe because the idea, I think the premise of the show is that what we've learned is that the timeline being of billions of multiverses is what it's the natural state, and whoever's doing this has pruned down things in an unnatural state. So you imagine maybe business was higher at the beginning when it was way more crazy, and it's like they had to turn people through that.
Maybe the TVA had a better purpose when it was created, and it got usurped by somebody. Maybe there really were timekeepers at one point or another, and they've since been sort of destroyed, and their role's been taken over by.
Yeah, because you imagine there could be things that could cause paradoxes, could end time and space, and maybe they're trying to prevent those types of things and not pruning it to make make things happen the right way. That's all this guy does.
Not driving everything into one single timeline, because that does sound sinister. It's like to ensure one particular outcome that they say is like a perfect outcome. But
well, that's why I don't understand. I don't know anything about Kang or any of that stuff. That doesn't like Time Empire means like gobbledygook to me. I don't know what that means. Like it's just all crazy
of this Marvel
Marvel
stuff is weird for me because when I was a kid, I read comics like a lot. But I'd never read Captain America, Avengers, any Thor. I never read a Thor in my life. So it's all the stuff they're talking about. I really don't know much about.
I think Secret Wars was probably the first major like storyline they had, like one of the big crossover storylines that I was familiar with.
Well, that's why when the first when these movies came out, for every one of them up to Avengers, I was skeptical of all of them. I was like, Iron Man? Really? Then you're like,
well, they were all kind of like the D-list.
Well, I'm talking about Thor was the funny one because I'm like, how are they going to pull off Thor? He's like a god or something. And I was like, holy crap, they did. He's an alien. I'm duh. And then Avengers was like, what a weak Avengers. They're not the X-Men.
In the comic, he had a secret identity as a surgeon or something, right?
Yeah, Donald Blake.
Yeah, so
but that's what I'm saying. That all four of those movies
goof on that in the movie.
Because I mean, because even if it's not X-Men, Justice League's way bigger, in my world when I was a kid. Like Justice League, all that stuff is huge. Like Avengers, that's like the third rate. And now it's like the biggest thing.
In the Thor comics, I'm pretty sure that he had to be holding Mjolnir to remain Thor, and if he put it down, he would turn back into Donald Blake. Something dumb like that.
What's so funny though?
I haven't read it. I'm sure they're good. I just haven't read them.
I love the old Thor.
I was a Spider-Man guy. X-Men.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think Superman and Batman have diminished in like the world culture's view. They know who that is. Like Batman, they say is like the most recognizable. But Iron Man has become to the level of Batman though in the world. It's like Iron Man. I don't think I've even read a comic of Iron Man in my life.
Yeah, it's ever through the MCU that these characters are popular. It's impressive.
It's like wow.
I certainly had never heard. I never read Guardians of the Galaxy.
And Thor is like my favorite character now. Thor's
So,
but it's
these
funny.
guys is like, it just has to be good. It doesn't matter what you do with it. It just has to
What's
be
so
good.
funny about that is too is that Batman and the Superman I get as being like Boy Scout, like certain they're like Captain America. Batman and Superman are sort of like Captain America, Iron Man. They have the same sort of dynamic. They're in different extremes.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's the one that's like through all of time. The world loves, has always loved. He's so funny because I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like 3. Yeah.
He's the number one Marvel character, no question.
Yeah.
And it has been since the 60s.
I have
he's
just
his
as
own
many
thing.
Spider-Man comics.
He's not he's not analogous to another character, like a DC character. He's like his own thing.
Right.
And he was my favorite as a kid.
If I were looking for an ancestor of his, I'd probably say Blue Beetle, someone like that, like other Ditko characters like that from Charlton.
All right, old man Gilbert.
I love the old Blue Beetle.
Boy, reading the pre.
But that's right. His
guy
power
wrote
set.
that
Nobody's
Seduction of the Innocent book and ruined
all
nobody's I was buying.
You should get them. They're good.
All right, last question. This is a big one. What's going to happen with Loki and Sylvie? Like, kind of after the show? Like,
I have heard that they're these guys that claim to have insider knowledge of Marvel.
My mom, cousins, brothers, sister.
Well, no, they're in these comic speculation circles, and the only reason to believe them is that in the past they've said stuff that turned out to be true. And the things they talk about are casting, like they seem to know people involved in casting and stuff, and research. Like I know they're researching this character, and they seem to think there's going to be another Loki series. Like it might not be about Loki. It might be about a different Loki, or it might be about.
No, I've heard that this is the first one of these that definitely could have a season, because Captain America is going to be in a movie, and then other things going to be. They're never going to.
And this one is done. Apparently, it's done pretty well. So
I guess you could do that. You could set up. That could answer all these questions. You could tease Kang for the other movies, but you could set up TVA and Liz Sylvie and Loki for a second season. Like maybe they come back into TVA and they join.
Yeah.
They're
where
part
they
of
still have crazy time travel adventures.
Yeah, it's like time. They're like it becomes Doctor Who at that point.
I want to see if they're going to do Dark Avengers, which I don't know anything about because it's a newer book. But I want to see and Young Avengers. I want to see the Enchantress in that, because that's where that character came from.
Well, if you think about it, too,
it'd be nice to see her again in the actual MCU.
I mean,
I want to see her
if you think about it, Enchantress could live anywhere in the MCU. You think about it, but Loki particularly, what's he going to do in the MCU as cinematically wise? Like he could pop it, like
hook up with Thor, you know.
I know, but there's no conflict or anything there now anymore, so he's just going to come up and hang out. Like, to me, it feels like his place might be in this weird Doctor Who role where he pops into some things like, hey, man, he's not a part of their world anymore, but he at least we get to see a reunion or something, and he pops back out. He's like, all right, I got to leave. I got to go help people. Like, that's what he's doing now.
He could do like him and Sylvie do a little Bill and Ted and just visit different.
Yeah, that's what what's Doctor Who, though.
Different
he's literally
figures.
They shows
I'd like
up
to
with
see
other
a thing
people.
where he comes and tells Thor that he's actually found his purpose.
Right.
Like
it would be cool.
That would be a cool thing. But what I'm saying is, if he stays there, it's one of those things like, all right, you're going to be here now. It's like there's nothing for him to do in these storylines now anymore.
Maybe him and Sylvie can run the TVA.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's beyond time now.
Keep that mechanism for future stories. Yeah, I would love that.
And he could pop in other places too. Like you could do that. I think that might be overall. I think of a good prediction.
They have to keep using him though. He's
like
too good.
What I'm saying is that maybe the overall
such a popular
feeling
actor,
maybe the overall feeling is that's really kind of setting up a season 2 of the show. That's what we probably were saying. Maybe unless of them getting into less setting them, because WandaVision and Captain America were setting up movies, setting up.
I don't see how.
Next movies.
Another question, and I don't see how they could, but I want Mobius to continue somehow. But
he could be there. He could be in season 2. But he's a big star, so maybe they won't. If they can just say that, and then if they get him next year. Or they don't. Like.
But I would like to see him again.
Leave it open. But why not?
And then he's not there. He's like, he's off on a mission. Sorry. All right. Okay. Okay. That's
any other speculations? Are we done?
Those are the big ones. I can't think of any other huge questions. That's it. Just what happens. I guess in general, just to show where we end like that.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
I'm excited. This is more than this is the most I've been excited for one of these.
Next time we see you guys, it'll all be done. So enjoy these last 2 days before it airs, and then
this journey into mystery.
It's only been 5 weeks so far. We didn't know. Yeah,
my favorite part of the show so far. Oh yeah,
been a lot of
we have that at least.
Black Widow, and then What If's like 3 weeks. from now. So
And that'll be fun.
yeah, that'll be fun to talk about every week. So it'll be cool. We'll do that one too.
All right.
Alrighty.
Guys.
I think that's it.
Bye bye.
I thought you just froze for a second. He's frozen in time.